Imagine this: a crowded room, laughter echoing, and you, standing on the periphery, a silent observer. The room is filled with animated conversations, people exchanging stories and laughter, but you feel like an outsider looking in. Your heart pounds a frantic rhythm against your ribs, your palms slick with nervous sweat. Every muscle in your body is tense, as if preparing for an unseen threat. You long to join the conversation, to be a part of the easy banter, but the thought of uttering a word sends a wave of panic crashing over you. It's as if an invisible wall separates you from the rest, a barrier that feels insurmountable. This, my friend, is the familiar grip of shyness. It's a feeling that can make even the most mundane social interactions feel like daunting challenges. Shyness, that all too familiar feeling of unease and self-consciousness in social situations, is a common human experience. It can make you feel small, insignificant, and disconnected from those around you. It's that invisible barrier that prevents us from connecting with others, from expressing ourselves fully, and from embracing all the richness that life has to offer. It can hold us back from opportunities and experiences that could bring joy and fulfillment. But what if I told you that shyness doesn't have to define you? What if it could be transformed into a source of strength and self-discovery? What if, instead of being a life sentence to social awkwardness, it could be a stepping stone to deeper self-awareness and meaningful connection? Imagine turning that nervous energy into a powerful force for personal growth. This is the journey we're about to embark on together. A journey of understanding, acceptance, and ultimately, liberation from the clutches of shyness. Together, we'll explore ways to break down those barriers and embrace the fullness of life with confidence and joy. Shyness, like most human experiences, is rarely born in a vacuum. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere, but is often a complex and multifaceted trait. It's often the product of a complex interplay of nature and nurture, a delicate balance that shapes who we are, a tapestry woven from genetic predispositions and life experiences, each thread contributing to the overall picture. For some, shyness might be rooted in temperament, a natural inclination towards quietude and introspection. This innate tendency can be observed even in infancy. For others, it might stem from early childhood experiences, such as criticism, bullying, or a lack of positive social interaction. These negative experiences can leave a lasting impact. Learned behaviors also play a significant role. We often mirror the actions and attitudes of those around us. If we grow up witnessing shyness in our parents or caregivers, we might unconsciously adopt it as our own. This modeling can be a powerful influence. Similarly, if our early attempts at social interaction were met with rejection or ridicule, we might internalize those experiences and develop a fear of putting ourselves out there. This fear can become deeply ingrained. Understanding the root of your shyness is not about assigning blame, but about cultivating compassion for yourself. It's about recognizing the factors that have shaped you. It's about recognizing that your shyness is not a flaw, but a part of your story, a unique aspect of your personality, a chapter that doesn't have to define the entire narrative. You have the power to write new chapters and shape your own story. One of the most insidious aspects of shyness is the way it distorts our perception. We tend to view social situations through a lens of fear and self-doubt, magnifying our perceived flaws and anticipating negative judgments from others. We convince ourselves that we're being scrutinized, that our every word and gesture is under a microscope. This self-imposed pressure can be paralyzing, leading us to withdraw from social interaction altogether. The truth is, most people are far too preoccupied with their own insecurities and anxieties to be hyper-focused on ours. And even if someone does notice our nervousness, it's unlikely to be the defining factor in their overall impression of us. By challenging these negative thought patterns and replacing them with more realistic and self-compassionate ones, we can begin to shift our perspective and approach social situations with greater ease and confidence. A common misconception about overcoming shyness is that it requires transforming into a social butterfly, someone who effortlessly flits from conversation to conversation, leaving a trail of laughter and admiration in their wake. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Overcoming shyness is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about embracing your authentic self, quirks and all, and finding the courage to share that self with the world. It's about recognizing that you, in all your unique glory, are worthy of connection and belonging. It's about silencing that inner critic that tells you you're not interesting enough, funny enough, or outgoing enough, and replacing it with a voice of self-acceptance and encouragement. Remember, the world needs your voice, your perspective, your unique brand of brilliance. Don't let shyness dim your light. Small steps, big leaps. Overcoming shyness is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about making gradual, sustainable changes that feel authentic and empowering, not overwhelming and inauthentic. Start by setting small, achievable goals for yourself. Instead of aiming to become the life of the party overnight, focus on making eye contact with one person during a social gathering, or offering a genuine compliment to a colleague. As you become more comfortable with these smaller interactions, you can gradually increase the challenge. Think of it as climbing a ladder, one rung at a time. Each successful interaction, no matter how small, builds your confidence and paves the way for bolder steps. Remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal. Celebrate your victories along the way and don't be discouraged by setbacks. Mastering the art of conversation. Conversation is often the battleground where shyness wages its most formidable war. But like any skill, conversation can be learned and honed with practice. One of the simplest yet most effective conversation starters is to comment on your surroundings. Whether it's the weather, the music, or a particularly interesting piece of art, sharing your observations can open the door to further discussion. Asking open-ended questions is another great way to keep the conversation flowing. Instead of asking questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no, try asking questions that invite the other person to share their thoughts, experiences, and opinions. And don't underestimate the power of active listening. When you genuinely listen to what someone has to say, you show them that you value their perspective and that you're truly interested in connecting with them. Finding your social balance. For many shy individuals, particularly those who identify as introverts, social interaction can be both exhilarating and exhausting. It's like a battery that drains faster than it charges, leaving you feeling depleted and craving solitude. The key to managing social exhaustion is to find your social sweet spot, that balance between engaging with the world and honoring your need for quiet and reflection. Setting boundaries is crucial. Don't be afraid to politely decline invitations if you're feeling socially drained. Explain to your friends and loved ones that you need some time to recharge, and they'll likely understand. And when you do attend social events, give yourself permission to take breaks. Step outside for some fresh air, find a quiet corner to gather your thoughts, or simply excuse yourself for a few minutes to recharge. Navigating social setbacks. Rejection, awkward silences, and social blunders are an inevitable part of the human experience. No one, no matter how socially adept, is immune to the occasional social hiccup. The key is to not let these setbacks derail your progress. Instead of viewing them as personal failures, try to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. What can you learn from the experience? How can you approach similar situations differently in the future? And most importantly, how can you extend yourself the same compassion and understanding you would offer a friend going through a similar experience? Remember, every interaction, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become a more confident and resilient version of yourself. The quiet strength within. In a world that often prizes extroversion, it's easy to view shyness as a liability. The hustle and bustle of daily life can make it seem like being outgoing is the only way to succeed. But shyness is not inherently negative. It's a trait that carries its own set of advantages, often hidden beneath the surface. In fact, it often comes bundled with a unique set of strengths that are often overlooked or undervalued in our fast-paced, outward-facing society. These strengths can be the key to unlocking new perspectives and innovative ideas. Shy individuals are often deep thinkers and astute observers. They notice details that others might miss, providing valuable insights. They're empathetic listeners, capable of forging deep and meaningful connections. Their ability to listen and understand can make them exceptional friends and colleagues. They're often creative and introspective, with a rich inner world that fuels their passions and pursuits. This creativity can manifest in various forms, from art and music to writing and problem solving. So the next time you find yourself wrestling with shyness, remember this. Your quietude is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's a part of who you are, and it can be a powerful tool in your personal and professional life. Embrace it, own it. Let it be a source of confidence rather than a cause for doubt. And let it guide you on your journey to social confidence. A journey that begins not with a roar, but with a whisper, a quiet step forward, a willingness to be seen and heard for who you truly are. Each small step you take is a testament to your inner strength. The world is waiting. Embrace your quiet strength and step into the world with confidence. Please subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.